Good morning, and welcome to the Teacher's Wake Up Call with Madame la Prof. I am back. I don't want to say I took a couple of days off, but I was very judicious in the choosing of certain days where I could work from home. I used up whatever was left of my personal day, and I took some time to work from home, and I am back. I only filmed once last week. I only filmed once last week, but I was busy. I was busy correcting, and when you think June, what do you think about? You think about, oh, it's the beginning of summer. Oh, it's the NBA finals. It's the NHL finals. And in this case, this year, it's FIFA World Cup. But for teachers, it's grading, correcting, and finishing report cards. So I want to take the time to talk about correcting and the mental strain that it causes. Because too often we think that, and I mean, in certain cases, it's quick, it's done, you can evaluate and be done in an hour. And in some cases, that can happen. But when it comes to essays, when it comes to reading responses, it is not something that can be done, 30 students in an hour. You can't do that. Now, because of what I teach, French second language, there are some exams that can be done really quickly. For instance, multiple choice. Multiple choice, you get into a groove, and it can be done very quickly. Even short form answers, especially if you're looking for something really specific as an answer, it can be done really, really quickly. So I could probably tackle a group of 25 to 30 students in a half an hour, maybe. If I get a good enough groove, uninterrupted, with minimal comments and distractions, I could probably do that. The final exam for French second language, final exam as in you're finishing high school, it's your final French exam. You have multiple choice questions, and you have a short form answers and a long form answer. And when I mean a long form answer, it's just like a paragraph. And the teachers are expected to correct not the multiple choice, but the short form answers. And this year, I was blessed with two really small groups. Three small groups. The group's like, I think, 26 small. And I can easily correct those. What is painfully long and draining are essays. Not because students don't know how to write. I see that every year. It's just that if you want to be as objective and impartial as possible when correcting an essay, you can't correct when you're drained. You can't correct when you're tired. So you have to give yourself breaks. So that's why when I correct, I might correct like 4 or 5 and then stop and do something else. I need my brain to stop thinking about it. So that way when I read a new essay, it's not like I'm not fatigued, I'm not tired, because the topic is the same for everyone. So for instance, this year, I think I'm allowed to talk about it. It's been over a week. Almost a week. It's been almost a week. The topic was give 2 reasons to convince the readers to participate in gaming nights, like board games, video games, social games, okay? and everybody's got the same topic. Everybody's got the same topic, and you have to write a persuasive essay. So you get tired reading the same topic over and over and over again. I don't want to speak too much about the English essay, but the English reading response was on discovery. But that's it. That's it. That was the theme. So you could do almost whatever you want about discovery, which is great. But in this case, they all had to answer that question. So it's long. It's long for me because I like to take breaks. And when, for instance, if this wasn't a ministry exam, because a ministry exam, I can't bring the exams home to correct them at home and do it at my own pace. No. Because they're ministry exams, I have to leave them here at school under lock and key. But let's say I've got other exams, grade 10 essays to correct. I can correct 4 or 5 of them, take a break, go do a load of laundry, come back. I can take a break, go and clean something, do another task, and go back to correcting. And that's so important. You have, whatever the task may be that you do, like between essays, it has to be something non-cerebral. Is that the best way to describe it? You have to do something physical to create that break, to create that change, to create that clear-cut moment, like I'm not correcting anymore, I'm doing something else. And that can also work in a weird way with studying. If you're preparing for an exam and you're cramming, you have to like take a break and do something non-cerebral because your brain's going to overload. And I can talk for, not because like I have all the information, but there's a lot to be said about correction fatigue and the biases that it creates and the fallacies that when you're fatigued, when you're tired and you're trying to correct what it can cause. You can either become more severe, more strict. You can become either too permissive and you're allowing students who shouldn't be passing to pass. So you have to correct with a clear head. I often joke that I drink a glass of wine while I correct. I don't. I can't. Because it'll cloud my judgment. That's why. Coffee. So that's very important. So I don't know, I'm not sure how many people are aware of that when we correct, why it takes so long and why it should be a lengthy process, because it's not something trivial for folks. I might have to stop my video here. I think my colleagues are arriving. What time is it? I might have a couple of minutes left. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And correcting in the heat, that's the other thing. We have an AC in the staff room. I mentioned it last year around this time. We have an AC unit in the office in the staff room, but it's not powerful enough for the space. So yeah, it gets nice and cool and it gets nice and comfortable. The moment you step outside the department, oh my God, it's like you're walking into an oven, okay? And last week it was an oven. I can't even imagine how students were feeling during their history exam on Friday. That was brutal. I'm thinking about my students. I'm thinking about my homeroom students and the folks, and you know who you are. You know who you are. I'm not naming names anymore. Have yourselves an awesome day. I'm probably going to film some more content this week. Stay tuned.